I think about the long term, and the gambler needs a quick flip. So Bitcoin was never really about making money. It's just a guess. It's only a short-term plan. No one bought that with the thought that it would look great in 20 years. No one did. That's true. All of them thought about making money quickly. This is Dave Ramsey. Dave, I'm sorry, but we have to agree. To disagree, because if you look at Bitcoin over the last 5 or 10 years, you'll see that it has lost a lot more value than the US dollar. Dave, this is where we disagree. Watch out. That's what you hear. What's going on in crypto crew? Sean has hit you back. Another video about cryptocurrency. It doesn't take too much time. We are going to start right away. Check out the Bitcoin price chart. At the moment, 640,000 are being recorded. The price could be a lot more or a lot less when you see this. What do we see though? On the daily chart, this is what we expect right now. We've been seeing some exhaustion around this $73,000 area. Bitcoin is stuck at a certain level. It's clear that the momentum indicator has hit bottom, and the RSI also hit bottom in August 23rd and then hit top. What do we see? Let's draw some horizontal lines on this to see if we can figure anything out. We had a high point around 87 and a low point around 35 in January of this year. From what we know about the past, we can look at these ranges and see how they differ. We reached the top, went back, and reached the bottom. Check out what happened to the price. We went above and below the 20-day moving average, and then back above it. Some people might think that this area could see some price drops since the price is below the 20-day moving average. But look at what went on. Then we went up, saw a new high, and topped out again. Things have changed since then, right? We can set a low point because we fell below this. Also look, we haven't reached the top yet. Is this the difference? We are back down to this range, this 35 range, and we are back below the 20 moving average. This is a very important time for Bitcoin right now. But this doesn't show what will happen next. We need to see if this level holds. It is way too low for the stochastic RSI. The RSI is in an area where it has been oversold, and Bitcoin is in the same area it was before, once and twice before this latest rise. What do you think? Will this break up to the upside bet? Or will this RSI and the price action both break down? You decide. It looks like total 3 is pretty much the same. At a very important point, set higher highs and higher lows. It's below this 20-day moving average, but could it behave like the Bitcoin price? If it does, and we get back above the 20-day moving average and back up to $1 trillion, which was the previous support level, this would be the time to take a profit. This is no longer true. Now we'll go back and change this from support to resistance, so we can keep going. This might go back down to a lower level. There's no certainty to people who need to know. You have to know when there is a crisis, whether it's in your country, your company, your family, or the currency. If the bank freezes and fails and the currency crashes and you're in that culture and have a business or a life, you have to know. Your eyes are open. You now really care about Bitcoin. As of now, you use Bitcoin. Trump has learned about Bitcoin. Trump needs to know. El Salvador's money lost value. They needed to know. I believe that people in places like Lebanon don't have a trustworthy banking system. They need to know. If the people and leaders are wealthy and don't feel threatened or challenged, they don't need to know. If they're confident in their political position and don't fear being removed from office, they don't need to know. They don't need to know if they're not worried about their money or banks. That way they'll be the last ones to accept Bitcoin or value it, and they won't need to know about it. However, there are many places and people in the world that you do need to know about. The group that isn't in power and has been disenfranchised or lost an inheritance. People used to ask, who settled in America? It was the second boy. The second son moved to the United States. The family farm in Europe went to the first son, and the second son wasn't going to get anything. If the second son wanted land, a future, and hope, they got on a ship and crossed the ocean, putting themselves in great danger, because there was a whole continent where they could start over and have a chance. The second sons had to know. In that way, I think Bitcoin is a great balancer. Rich people who are already comfortable won't need to know. People who don't have a voice and are hoping for a better future are the positive ones, but they are also the ones who are looking for those things. They're likely to look. It will be found. It's being found. A huge number of people are finding it. They'll accept it. It will be good for them. Over time, other people will find out about it when they need to. That's all from Michael Saylor. When have you had the chance to need to know something? Most likely, since you're watching this movie. But, as the saying goes, everyone will find out about it when they find out about it. You should remember that Bitcoin has a lot more good things coming its way over the next 5 to 10 years than bad. We're still in the early beginner phase right now. That's all from me, Sean from the Bitcoin Bros. If you like what you're reading, click the like button. Check out the station and show us some love if you haven't already. Thank you for your help. That's all I have to say for now. See you tomorrow.